All right, everybody. Hi, everyone. My name is Leah. This is going to be a 45-minute all levels flow. Remember that this is your practice. Honor your body, how it feels today. Take breaks, take water, and take modifications or advancements when you would like. So let's get started in child's pose. Your knees can be together here. If you'd like to start to warm up your hips, your legs, just let yourself sink down into the earth. Maybe let your third eye connect down to the ground. Feel your fingertips connected. Finding a child's pose that connects authentically and intentionally to you today. Maybe feel your elbows connect to the earth, the tops of your toes. Take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, let out anything that is not serving you today. Then pushing through the tops of the toes, slowly lift the hips up, bringing yourself into your tabletop. Wrists are going to be under the shoulders, knees are going to be under the hips. Feel this connection with your fingers and your knuckles down to the ground. And then drop the belly, lift the heart, find your cow. And then round everything up into your cat pose. And just find this connection where you find your breath with movement. Release the stomach down, lift the heart for cow. Tuck the hips under, arch the upper body, find your cat. One more time, drop the stomach down, lift the heart into cow. Tuck everything underneath, slowly find one more cat pose. Come back to neutral spine in your tabletop. And nice and slow, you're going to take your back left toe and kickstand it outside of the mat. Let the right foot extend to the back of the mat. And let the right arm come up to the sky, finding your first side plank. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, let your right hand come back down to the left. Let the left foot come onto the mat. Keep the right foot extended. And slowly take your elbows to your quads and drop down into a half chaturanga push-up. Lift it back up, big inhale. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, take it down. And when you're ready, bring that back up to neutral. Right knee comes to meet the left. Let your right foot kickstand to the outside of the mat. Let the left foot extend back and let the left arm come up to the sky. Find your side plank. Take that big inhale, reach up to the sky, push through the right fingertips. And let the left hand come back down to meet the right. I am going to go in here, a tuck of the hips, extend the right foot back, find your plank. Little bend of the knees, push through the fingertips, hips rise up, find your down dog. Slowly walk those toes up to meet the fingertips. Maybe let your feet be a little bit wider than your hands or your hips and find your wide-legged forward fold. Grab your opposite elbows and just let your body hang here for ragdoll. Maybe let yourself sway left to right. Releasing out anything that maybe is lingering that you don't want to carry. Let the fingertips come to the ground, bend the knees slightly and heel toe the feet so it's back underneath of the hips. Slowly roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time into mountain pose. Mountain pose can be hands down by the side, or if you want to reach all the way up, whatever suits you right here. Wherever you're at, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders down and back. And then on a big inhale, take your hands up to the sky. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Maybe let your knees come to the ground. Inhale, lift up into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back down to the ground, adding in one step here. Inhale, push back up to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk the toes forward and exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands rise all the way to the sky. Exhale, let the hands come down by the side. Inhale, hands rise up all the way. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga of choice. Inhale, lift up into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back down to the ground. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk the toes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come to the sky. Exhale, hands come down by the side. One more time for Sun A. Hands rise up all the way, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back down to the ground. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk the toes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, take the hands down by the side. Roll those shoulders down and back. We're going to come into our core series now. Bring your palms to heart center and slowly lift up the heels, coming down into a toe squat. As you come down into a toe squat, slowly let your hips and glutes come down to the ground, connecting here. Go ahead and wrap your ribs around. Find a C curve to protect the lower body here. And find a boat of your choice, whether it's toes down, toes floating, or feet extended. There's no right or wrong, but find the boat that works for you and take that big inhale. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. So good. Inhale up. Exhale. 2 more times. Big inhale. Exhale out. 1 more big inhale. Exhale, bring the feet down to the ground. Let your hands come down underneath of your shoulders. Roll your shoulders down and back. And slowly lift up the hips, finding your reverse tabletop. Nice and slow. Exhale. Bring the glutes down to the ground. Let your feet be planted down to the earth. Knees are hip distance apart. And when you're ready, slowly roll it down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you're down to the ground, roll it up. Good job. 4 more bent knee roll up. Slowly take it down. Roll it up. Pull it down. Bring it up 2 more times. Take it down. Beautiful job. Roll it up. Exhale, roll it down. And when you roll it down, pull your knees into your chest. Let your elbow creases come to the outsides of your shins. Rock it left to right in your self-hug. As Tiffany says, 13 hugs a day or 13 seconds a day keeps the blues away. Giving yourself a nice cheek massage here. When you're ready, we're gonna find our rock and rolls. So letting your feet be parallel, notice if they crossed or not, but we're not gonna keep them crossed for this. Knees come into your chest and just nice and slow, roll it up. Toes can come to the ground and just roll it back. We're gonna do this 2 more times. 1 more time, and when you come up, this time actually cross at the ankles. Hands come down to the ground, step it back to plank. So good. Hips rise up, find your down dog. Push through the fingertips, roll the shoulders down out of your ears. Walk out the knees a little bit in the down dog if this feels good. Feel your connection down to the earth. Hold this nice strong down dog. Think about your wrist reaching towards your toes and your toes reaching towards your wrist. Feel that connection in the center core. Pull the shoulders down out of your ears. And slowly start to walk the toes up to the hands, coming into your forward fold. From here, nice and slow, let your chest come to your quads. Reach your fingers to the back of the room, and this is just how I like to come into chair pose. Let the hands swoop down and then come up into your first chair of the day. Palms come to heart center. Slowly twist the right elbow over to the left knee. A nice big inhale here, exhale out. Come back up into the center. Maybe hands just stay at heart center here as we twist left elbow to right knee. Let yourself come back to center and then slowly release into your forward fold. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale into a forward fold. Plant the hands to the ground, find your plank. Maybe flow through a chaturanga. Maybe just meet me in down dog, whatever feels right here. Take your right foot up to the sky, three-legged down dog. Nice and slow, that right knee is going to come to your nose as you pull yourself forward in almost a three-legged plank. Take your right foot back up to the sky. Right knee now comes to the right tricep. Right foot back up to the sky. Right knee comes to the left tricep. Nice and slow, right foot back up to the sky. And then right foot comes down in between the hands at the top of the mat. Coming into your runner's lunge. This first runner's lunge, we're just going to find a twist here. I'm going to do this today by letting my left hand come down to the ground and my right arm reach up to the sky. Making sure my hips are squared to the ground. You can also find a twist with your left elbow to your right knee, if you would prefer that. Whatever feels good in the twist for you. Right hand's going to come down to the inside of the right leg now, and you're going to walk your fingertips to the left, and you're going to find your wide-legged forward fold. Just take a big inhale and exhale out here. And then walk the hands back to the front, find the runner's lunge. From the runner's lunge, take a little bend in that back left knee for your support. And then slowly crescent or high lunge, either way you like to call it. Hands are going to reach up to the sky. Hands come to heart center. Revolve crescent. So for this one, I'm going to take my left hand to the front, my right hand to the back. You feel that in that left psoas, that left hip flexor. I'm going to take my right hand up over the sky, create space in my shoulder to meet the left. And then nice and slow, the left hand's going to come up to the sky. And the left back foot is going to go parallel to the ground. And I like to take my finger and point down and then notice the arch of the back foot. Make sure that it lines up with the front right heel, finding that warrior two here. Drop the shoulders down, exalted warrior. Left hand comes to the left thigh, right hand comes up to the sky. Maybe take a big inhale and exhale. Feel yourself sink into that strong front knee. Make sure the knee does not go past the toe, keeping everything safe. And then come back to your warrior two. Nice and slow, we're gonna find our triangle. Triangle can be bent knee or straight. Oliver has come to join me. Clearly I'm not doing it right, so he's gonna make sure that I am. Right hand can come to the inside, left arm reaches up. So we have triangle right here. We have triangle with a front right knee. Remember, the intention is not to touch the ground. It's to feel the opening in our chest, our hearts, our hips. If you have a straight right triangle, slowly just bend back into that front right knee. Come back into warrior two. That left hand is going to come up over the sun and the moon. Let it come down, lift up that back left heel, bring yourself into runner's lunge. We're going to have a big power move here. A little bend in that back left leg. We're going to transition into warrior three. So push off of that back left foot. Hands can be at heart center, finding your balance on the right foot. Keeping the left hip squared, maybe a slight bend in that right knee. Maybe removing your cat from the room. And then slowly take that left foot back with control. Fingers come down into the ground. Feel your runner's lunge. Plant the hands. Right foot goes back into plank. Optional flow through here if you would like. You can chaturanga. Maybe find that cobra or up dog. Maybe take it back into a quick child's pose. Take a breath. When you're ready, we're going to connect back down into down dog. Taking your time here. Giving everyone a minute just in case their journey involved a little bit more downtime. And whenever you're ready, you're going to walk the toes up to the hands. Come back into that forward fold. And from here, bend the knees slightly. We're going to go into chair a different way this time. So we're going to lift all the way up into our mountain pose. Hands are going to come to heart center. Check that your feet are hip distance apart. And just transitioning into chair, let your hips sink back and your arms reach up. There's no right or wrong way to get in. It's just a preference. Hands are going to come to heart center. I'm going to go the same direction, so right elbow goes to that left knee. Find your twist in your chair. Come back into the center. Just go right into that opposite left elbow over to the right knee. And just come into the center, release down into your forward fold. Maybe shake out your head here. Slowly lift up into your half lift. Exhale back down into your forward fold. Plant the hands, take the feet back into plank. If you would like a flow through, find a flow through. Otherwise, knee me down in down dog. My flow through involves me going into child's pose and then lifting up into down dog. So know that there's no right or wrong. Find your optional space here. When you're in that three-legged down dog, a little bend in both knees and the opposite leg, left foot comes up to the sky. First piece here, left knee comes into the nose, almost come into this arch cheetah pose. Nice big feel here. Left foot goes up to the sky. Again, left knee now comes forward, reaching towards the left tricep. Left foot back up to the sky, three-legged down dog. One more time, left knee twists over, finds that opposite tricep. Left foot back up to the sky, three-legged down dog. And when you're ready, left foot comes through in between the hands. Depending on where you're at, your left foot stopped about in the middle, just take your left hand, fist it back up here into your runner's lunge. And then find your twist. My twist is going to start with right hand to the ground, hips squared. Really be mindful here. I like to take my opposite hand to my chest, just to make sure that just the upper body twists, not my hips. Then let the left hand come up. Remember, you can also find your twist here with your right elbow, your left knee, and it comes together. Your left hand can be behind. A plethora of twisty options here. And then slowly release out that twist back into your runner's lunge. Walk the hands to the right, come into your wide-legged forward fold. Big inhale and exhale out. Push to the arches of the feet. Maybe let your toes turn in slightly to feel that nice release out in the hamstrings. Let the feet come back parallel and then walk the hands back to the front, finding your runner's lunge. All right, we've got our big move here, a little bend in that back right knee. Push up to the sky, find your crescent or high lunge. Hands come to heart center, and we're gonna find our revolved crescent. For my revolved crescent today, right hand to the front, left hand reaches to the back, find that nice twist and revolve. And then my left hand is gonna come up over the sun and the moon to meet the right. My right arm goes up to the sky, and that back right heel turns to the back long edge of the mat. Finding your warrior two, check the alignment, arch to heel. Feeling this nice strong warrior two here. Drop the shoulders down. Right arm comes to the right leg, left arm comes up, exalted warrior. Finding your preferred Trikonasana or triangle pose. Left arm comes to the inside, right arm comes up to the sky. Bent knee or straight. Whichever is your poison tonight. And slowly bend back into that front left knee. Find your warrior two. Take that right arm up to the sky, circle it around, lift up the back right heel, back into your high lunge, just to let the hands come down into your runner's lunge. From here, check the base of that front left foot. Bend into that back right knee and take the right foot and float it up into your warrior three. Hands can be at heart center, hands can be out in front. Hands can be out behind. Whatever feels best here. With control, let the right foot come back down to the ground. Hands come down into your runner's lunge. Left foot goes back, find your plank. Optional. Flow through, whether it's a chaturanga, up dog. The cat is definitely in the way right now. And then take it back into your child's pose maybe, if that's in your flow through tonight. And then take the hips up, find your down dog. Starting into our Vinyasa 2 series. Right foot's gonna go up to the side. And slowly the right foot is gonna come back in between the knees. Hands are gonna come to the inside of the right leg. Drop the back left knee down, and we're gonna find our first lizard. So my hands are right underneath of our shoulders. So you can have your lizard right here. You can have a little bit of an open hip. You'll be able to see a little bit better on the other side. This feels good. You can come down to your forearms. And whenever you're ready, place the hands back down to the ground. Plug in that back left toe, lift up the back left knee. Then the right foot's gonna go back up to the sky, three-legged down dog. Bend the right knee, open the right hip. Feel that nice opening here. And then the right foot's gonna come down to the left. Bring the knees down into your tabletop. And then slowly let the hips come back onto your heels in our hero's pose. So just be mindful here that your knees aren't wide open. We've got everything zipped in together, nice and tight. Let your hands come to your thighs and maybe just let your chin drop down to your heart. We're going to keep this hero's pose right here. On our next one, we'll add a little bit of a chest expansion. But go ahead and let yourself sink down into your child's pose. The knees are together, little release of the lower back. The knees are open, release of the hips. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, bring yourself back up into your tabletop, wrists under shoulder, knees under hips. Drop the belly, lift the heart, find your cow. Tuck everything in, find your sassy cat or your Oliver. Here's a panther today for sure. Plug in your toes, let your hips rise up into your down dog. This is why we can't have anything nice, Oliver. Left foot comes up to the sky, three-legged down dog. And then let your left foot come through in between your hands, finding your lizard on your opposite side. Right knee comes down. Both arms come to the inside of the left leg. Left leg can be open here. It can be closed. You can stay upright here. You can come down to your forearms. You can have your knee down. You can have it plugged in. Doesn't always feel great for me. It's not always about me. It's about what feels good for your students. Keeping them safe, giving them options. Whenever you're ready, plug those hands in. Plug in the back right toe if the knee was down. Take the left foot back up to the sky, three-legged down dog in a counter pose, bending the knee, opening up the hip. I like to bend into that back right leg and reach the right heel down to the ground. And then bring the left foot down to meet the right. Bring yourself forward, take your knees down, find your tabletop. Transitioning into your hero's pose. Let your hips come down onto your heels. Then we're going to offer a nice chest expansion. And so for this, I'm just going to take my fingertips down to the ground, roll my shoulders down and back, and then lift up my heart. So think about it in a sense of there's a hook bringing your heart up. You don't want to go quite that far. From hero's pose, take your fingers to your shoulders, roll the shoulders down and back, and again, just imagine there's a hook lifting your heart up. And slowly curve the upper body back down in. Come into your child's pose. Just taking one breath here. Taking yourself into your tabletop. Drop your belly, find your cow. Everything under, find your cat. Come back into neutral spine, plug in the toes, find your down dog, and take your right foot up to the sky. Coming into our pigeon, right knee is going to come to the right elbow, and then slowly drop your back left knee, and I like to keep my left foot plugged in, and just pull it back slightly. Make sure that the hips are squared off, everything is protected. You can stay up here. You can bring yourself down. The cat is in my way of a full extension, but you can extend out all the way if that feels good. We're just going to take a few breaths here. We worked hard to get to this space. If there's anything else you want to release here in your mat, in your space, let it be released out. And bring your hands underneath of your shoulders. plug in your back left toe, and I move my back a little bit, so I'm going to plug in my back left toe and move my left knee forward slightly just to give my base and alignment a little bit more of a steady structure. As you lift up your back left knee, take your right knee up and take it up to the sky. One more counter pose on the side, opening up that right hip. Circle the right knee if that feels good. Right foot comes down, find your down dog. When you're ready, big inhale and exhale out, sink into your down dog. Inhale, left foot comes up. Exhale, pull the left knee forward, find the left wrist. Maybe drop the right knee, maybe pull it back slightly. Come into your pigeon of choice. Maybe it's staying up, maybe it's coming down. Know that one side might feel a little bit different than the other. Bring mindfulness, bring awareness. Let yourself be in the space that you need right now. Whether it's surrendering down to the space of the mat. Whether it's a thought of being kinder to yourself. Or a little mental, positive mindset hug of you've done so great today. Slowly starting to come out of this, plug the hands down into the ground. Readjust your alignments that works best for your body, wrists under shoulders. Slowly lift up that back right knee, let the left knee float and let it come up to the sky. Find your counter pose, open up that left hip. You did a circle before, maybe offer a circle. Maybe take a peek at your right toe, shake out your head. And then let the left foot come down to the right. As we come into our cool down for the transition, I'm just going to walk my toes up to the back of my hands in this forward fold. And just like we did in the very beginning, lift up the heels and let yourself come down into a toe squat. We don't have a transition written here, so you can find whichever one works, but just remember thinking of the simplest way to come down. And then let the glutes come down to the ground. In to a seated position. Extend the legs out. And from here, maybe pull the glutes out of the way. Take a big inhale, hands reach up to the sky. And on your exhale, come into your seated forward fold. Maybe that's letting your hands come onto your thighs, your knees, your shins, your toes. Slowly lift yourself back up into the seated position. Let the hands come to the sky. And then a Pilates roll down, let yourself come down one vertebrae at a time, just like we did our C curve tucked in before. Let your ribs wrap around, connect nice and deep. And then because we're proponents of all the positive mindset and kindness to ourselves, another self hug. Maybe take it left to right. Your Oliver's bad attitude. I'm gonna need a whole bunch of these tonight. If this feels good for you tonight and you wanna stay here, you always have the option to stay here. If you would like the option of a waterfall, take your feet up to the sky, and it's just gonna be a legs on wall, but without the wall, so also known as legs on wall. But waterfall position, flexing the feet, let your heels lift to the sky, feel the release out in your hip flexors. If you would like to take one more step, remember you can stay at self-hug, you can stay at waterfall, but if you would like a shoulder stand, so I like to bend my knees slightly. And nice and slow, I'm just gonna take my feet up to the sky. Hands are gonna come to my hips first. Elbows are connected to the earth.
And then I'm just going to walk my hands up my lower back. And now notice here, if I'm in a shoulder stand, I'm not balancing at all. My toes are way behind my head. So the connection here is you're going to take your toes and you're going to reach your toes up to the sky, and you're going to notice that connection of coming into that full shoulder stand. Never look left or right here. I try to talk a little quieter since the mic is right at my mouth. And slowly bend the knees. Let your hands support yourself back down if you came into the shoulder stand. Finding one more self-hug tonight. Let yourself roll left to right. Nice cheek massage. Nice cheek massage of happiness. And so for our spine twist, I'm going to take both of my knees together, legs are bent, and just let both of those knees fall over to the left side. You can also do a supine twist, which would be one leg into the heart and the other one extended out, but I've just got both of my knees together. Either one is completely fine. Just know that the idea is that the shoulders are down to the ground, heart is up to the sky, and there's a twist in the lower body. Slowly take your knees up and over to the opposite side. Feel your heart sink down into the earth. And I like doing it this way because when we transition into our Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle, I'm just going to take that left knee and I'm going to open it up. I'm going to find that perfect position, maybe a tiny slight adjustment. Base of the feet are together. Hands can be on your hips, on the ground, on your thighs, on your heart, on your eyes, above your head. Really, whatever feels the best here. Transitioning into our last and most important pose, our final Savasana. Let the feet extend out the edge of the mat. Let your hands just fall naturally wherever it feels right. And here's your challenge. Be still in this space, in this moment. Be connected to your breath. Find yourself wandering, maybe listen for the furthest away sound. If you feel safe, you can close your eyes and maybe see the colors. And we're going to take silence just for a minute. So together we are, together we'll be. Take a big inhale and exhale out anything else that you don't want to carry tonight. Let your mind, your body, and your soul rest free. When you're ready to start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, slowly starting to bring awareness back to your mind, your body, your spirit. Maybe pull your knees into your chest one more time, if that feels good, or just roll over to your favorite side. And slowly bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Whatever connects authentically, intentionally to you. Take a big inhale, let your shoulders come up into your ears, and then exhale out anything else you don't want to carry. Let your fingers come down to the earth, connect back down, thanking the space, the time, the energy that you put into this. Lift your hands up, maybe one more little shimmy, anything you don't want to carry, just let it go. Flip those palms up for all the good that's coming. As the palms come up and come together, let them seal in everything and let them slowly drop down to your third eye to share all the kind thoughts to your mouth for all the kind words, and to your heart for all the kind intention. As always, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And you know I like to seal the deal. So 1, 2, 3. Good job. You guys just completed the 45-minute Pro Power Yoga sequence. Thanks, guys. And Oliver, the real star.